What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Fibonacci Journey. So today I want to break down exactly what happened on Friday, why we went down as much as we did. I also do want to go over some projections for next week, some factors that may definitely help or hurt Lucid's price. Also, I do want to go over a very interesting video just for a little bit more of a comedic viewpoint. I'm going to do that more so at the end. But before getting to any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, I do daily videos on trending stocks, crypto, I do it all, so make sure you do subscribe, and don't forget to pop over to my Discord. It's a free chat, a lot of good people, link is in the description below. But with that said, let's get right to it. So I just want to show you this intraday chart. It did have a little bit of a sell-off, and by a little bit it was pretty severe. We did recover a little bit at the end, but there was a lot of fear, especially more so brought by the feds, and unfortunately the feds are referring to the non-farm payrolls, so that ultimately shows how much money consumers have. So they do show that there's less money in the hands of consumers right now, and especially considering on Thursday there was jobless claims as well, which in reality was a little bit higher than expectation was. So at the end of the day, these are two bad pieces of economic data, whereas for the past several weeks it has been nothing but good data. So this caused a little bit more of a ripple across the market, and you can definitely tell that based on all of the growth stocks as well, because when it comes down to the feds and their fear, it does show that they have a lot of power right now, and power ultimately means higher interest rates, and that is not good for growth stocks. So that ultimately is what happened, and a good summary of exactly things to know from Friday. But what happened on Friday though did cause a lot of signals to be done, and I'm going to break that down for you when I do a little bit more technical analysis, but I do want to go over some data points first. So you can see 19.5 is the short interest right now, down roughly about 2% from 1 week prior. Utilization 100%, day by day change 1.54% negative, so they did close out several positions, and that works out to be 3.75 million shares being returned. Cost to borrow is going down, so I find this very interesting. The fact that cost to borrow is actually going down, showing that it's becoming less and less expensive for shorts to maintain their positions, which pretty much incentivizes them to increase their position, but yet they actually decrease. So I do see this as a bullish sentiment, and shows that it's not really worth the risk for shorts to maintain their position. Just want to also show you the ticker to my left. It did close 3.35% down, 17.1 million as far as overall volume. So Friday was a relatively low volume day. 51.1 was the average, so that is a 6-month average, and 1.9 million shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just Friday alone. And I always like to bring up all this information because it all pieces together, gives you a good representation of where things might possibly go. In addition to that, that is also why I bring up short information, not necessarily because it's going to be a squeeze, but these are the people that are contrary to what you believe. So technically, by them closing out some of their position, that in reality is a little bit more of a bullish and a good benchmark to look at. And so with that, I just want to transition and talk on some options that happened on Friday. So $796,000 worth of options being done on Friday with 48% positive. So at the end of the day, with us going down as much as we did, there still is a fairly good positive sentiment when it comes down to Lucid. So I really do like that. And you can even tell that based on the put-call ratio right here. So the fact that we're actually going up shows that there is more and more calls being purchased. And that is since November. So that is a very positive sign, shows that there is a huge upside potential. And I just want to briefly show you this as well. 134,000 options being done just on Friday alone. So like I said, options activity has been fairly hot with Lucid recently, and there is a lot of underlying upside potential, especially considering all of last week there was $35.95 million worth of options being done with 52% positive. So overall, still clearly a lot of people think that this is the bottom, or it might be long-term calls as well. If you don't know options, I highly suggest you researching them. Very profitable for a long-term investment such as Lucid. And also keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. So in summary, that is basically a lot of the data points from Friday, especially for us to roll into next week, most of which are fairly bullish. But like I said, I'm going to touch on some technicals, but I just want to bring this up because I do strongly feel this is very important for Lucid and the EV community. So Starbucks is to lure customers by installing EV chargers. I think this is more of a positive step in the right direction, and I do strongly feel that more and more retailers, when they do transition to this movement and and supporting EVs, that will just even more incentivize people to jump on the bandwagon and buy into EVs. And hopefully by the time a lot of retailers such as Starbucks jump on board, then Lucid will have a $25,000 vehicle hitting that middle class exactly and becoming a bigger name, such as everyone will know Lucid. Because as much as you and I really like Lucid, there still is a lot of people that don't necessarily know its name. We will become Tesla eventually. We just need to become more and more ingrained and not so much of a luxury niche market right there. So this is why I've always said in a lot of videos, I am very excited for that $25,000 vehicle. More specifically as well, since Tesla did recently say in their last earnings that they're not going to be focusing on their lower model vehicle because they have other ventures going on. So this is Lucid's opportunity to get their name out there. So I'm really excited about that. And as well, Starbucks never hurts anyone. So like I said, I'm going to talk on some technicals. So looking on the actual chart at the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So momentum, despite everything, number of buyers is still getting in. So that's a very positive sign. Looking at stochastic, it currently is at 66, relatively high a little bit, but you can see that there is a deviation starting to form, red line above the black, showing a little bit more of a bearish sentiment. RSI is currently at 45, and looking on the actual chart, we did actually transition from the higher to the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Typically 9 times out of 10, that is a little bit more of a bearish sentiment as well. And with that though, I just want to briefly talk on the Fibonacci. So I've been saying over the last couple of videos, 2468 is the point to watch for. That is the pivot point. Anything below that, then hypothetically we could trend between the ranges of the S1 and the pivot, which is 2175. And we did actually close below that at 2455. Again, typically you need 2 consecutive days to confirm a trend. So Monday will be very important to overall on the technicals. So if we do, like I said, close below that 2468, then most likely we will be trading and range bound between the S1 and the pivot, so 2175. And if it does do that, then unfortunately I feel that a lot of people, their investor confidence will get hit quite hard, and that's something that you definitely don't want. You always want a stock that can hold its gains to at least some degree as well. I know Lucid is a very volatile stock, but it is a very high risk, high reward investment, especially more so on the long term. And I think in reality, those that have patience and a long-term time horizon will be very profitable in the long run. Just in the short term, you need to take your emotion out of investing. That's just my 2 cents. But with that though, I just want to bring up this individual, Warren Ретlich. So we all know him. He is a very big Lucid bear. And there was a video done one day ago. I was wrong about Lucid Motors. So I just want to play this for you. This is a little bit more entertainment.
Hey, this is Warren Ретlich. I'm wearing the Be Less Wrong t-shirt. You can buy it at elonbits.com. I'm wearing the Be Less Wrong t-shirt because one of our goals in life is to recognize that we're always wrong, and our goal is to be less wrong. These are the words of wisdom from Elon Musk. I have been wrong about Lucid Motors for a long time, and it's time for me to finally recognize that I have been wrong. What I have done is I have sold all my Tesla stock, and I went all in on Lucid Motors. I'm going to tell you why. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, first of all, I get it now. I talked to a couple insiders on Lucid Motors. I got a better understanding. I talked to some people at Tesla, and I understand now Lucid really does have the best technology. When you look at what they're doing, the efficiency, I thought mistakenly that they had a 138 kilowatt hour battery pack. Peter Rawlinson did this great video explaining what batteries they're using, and I realize now when Lucid said they were using the best battery technology, and all the critics on my YouTube channel said they were using the best battery technology, what they meant was they're using regular batteries, but they have this amazing technology that gets more efficiency out of the batteries. So it's not that the battery cells they're using are better than anybody else's. They're not really using the best batteries. It's the best technology around the batteries. And that's what lets them get this amazing efficiency. And the range, they get this amazing range because what they did was they changed the way the vehicle operates. So it doesn't really perform as well. It has narrow tires, so it doesn't really corner as well. It's got a lot of limitations, and that allows it to achieve this amazing range of 520 miles, which everyone's going to use on a daily basis all the time. On top of that, I had been concerned about the vehicle's weight. This vehicle is like 500 pounds heavier than a Tesla Model S, and why is it so heavy? And after talking to Lucid insiders, I understand they actually have some special alien technology inside the car, and that alien technology is something that there's going to be an over-the-air update that unleashes this alien technology, and the car is actually going to fly. This is like mind-boggling. They're sandbagging. Peter Rawlinson has been sandbagging us all along. This car is way more amazing than you think. Lucid is going to be a $10 trillion company by 2023 when all this stuff blows up.
And I'm just going to end it there because you don't need to hear the rest. Ultimately, it was the April Fool's joke, but if we even just cut it off there and just keep repeating that, it makes us all feel better at the end of the day. But like I said, leading into next week, there is some bullish and some bearish signals. More specifically as well, like I said, on the technicals, a little bit more bearish. On the intraday chart, and especially more the finite reasons, are all showing bullish. So definitely going to be a very volatile week next week, especially like I said, going in and talking about the Fibonacci. We are going to be most likely a range bound between the 2175 and hopefully enough we can actually stay over that 2468. So that is ultimately where I see that we will be trading in between. Let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. Let me also know your thoughts on this video. Find it pretty comical, and definitely I was very interested to see, and obviously I don't subscribe to him, I just somehow it popped up, obviously because it knows I like Lucid, but whatever it might be, whatever the algorithm is. So, and with the algorithm in topic, don't forget to smash the thumbs up and subscribe. Definitely helps push out Lucid content such as this. And also don't forget to take a look at my Discord, link in the description below. A lot of good people, a lot of good chat. And with that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.